Crypto market is heavily cooked right now. And the question is, how do you still compete for the liquidity, for the users, and for the exponential growth of your community in the times of confusion like such? And in this video, I'll highlight a couple of great tips, hacks, and strategies for you guys, for these folks who are building Web3, who are actually developing some crypto dApps or ecosystem, whatever you've got building and running. I'll share these strategies for you so you can understand, apply them, and get the results right off the bat. My name is Vlad, I'm a founder of Cryptorsy Ventures, and we are baking and scaling Web3 projects and making sure that the next era of the internet is well, safe, and sound. So, first, what we need to realize is all of the people who are in the Web3 right now, they are heavily down. Why? Because they bought into meme coins, they bought into different like DeFi farming strategies, they spend a lot of liquidity to be able essentially to get the exposure once the market is gonna be roller coasting again and climbing to the all-time highs. But we've got the pretty rapid correction from 110 for BTC all the way down to $86,000. This is not just only for Bitcoin, okay? The whole altcoin market is wiped out. The meme coins are drastically down, and different narratives and spaces and assets, they are pretty much on the bottom. And the question remains to be asked is, what do you do to still run your project and having some good traction, having some good milestones that you are achieving? Well, you have to understand one simple point. If you are targeting Web3 users right now, in the era, in the time of confusion, in the time of desperation, where everyone is already like capitulated, I mean, in terms of the mindset, right? It's all over, the crypto Twitter buzzes about this each day, every day, all the way. And that potentially will last up until the next reversal. It will happen. No one knows where, no one knows when, and no one knows what's going to be the catalyst for this growth. But now, if you are building a Web3 project, you have to understand that you need to find the liquidity elsewhere, outside of Web3. You need to be able to tap into TradFi, into old money if you are operating as a hedge fund, as an ecosystem, as a DeFi project. You have to understand where you can find the liquidity. Or if you are competing for new users, if you are direct to consumer product, well, you just have to understand who is going to be the user, who is incentivized to use my app, to make it viral, to become a part of my community and shilling army, hopefully, and then bring me some dollars into the business model, because that's, at the end of the day, how you survive, how you keep competing, and how you build your thing pretty huge. Content, organic part, and the advertising, which is pretty much enhanced with the marketing ROI features part. We're gonna talk about each of those in this video, so stay tuned all the way up to the very end. By the way, if you haven't followed this Cryptorsy channel, you need to do this right now, because there are a bunch of alpha literally on the way that we are keep educating you guys about what works, what doesn't in Web3 as we launch a lot of hundreds of different projects in crypto. We've been working with the biggest ecosystems like Hedera, like Tone Foundation, and we are still making sure that all of this conventional wisdom that we've got, we can apply for the projects in our ecosystem to unlock the rapid growth formula for them. So now, if you want to create a dialogue with someone who doesn't understand the language you're speaking on, well, you have to learn how to communicate the message in the right way, so the person that stands in front of you can understand actually the message you are throwing at him, right? To be able to do that, you have to simplify your jargon. You have to be able to speak on the language of your customer, on the language of your user, on the language of your liquidity provider, okay? This is pretty important. So you're simplifying the content, you're making sure the tone of voice is adjusted, you're making sure that the meanings that you are translating with your text, they are pretty easy to understand. Once it's done, the content will create a magic for you, because when we talk about the organic way of promotion and organic marketing for $0 spend, well, this is pretty much all about short forms. On X, you can still do a lot of short form content that can be promoted with your community that helps to kill the algorithms. Then we can talk about the short-term videos, TikTok. We can talk about Reels. We can talk about YouTube Shorts. This is the massive opportunity for you to tap into, as no one, like 99% of the brands in the Web2, they are not using that because they are still trying to pretty much extract everything from the Web2 without even taking a look in what's going on like in Web2 world, okay? So once you are building your short forms, the video, you're applying this omni-channelly across the different platforms, it can give you some first outlook and the first genuine flow of users from the Web2 who needs to be well educated about who you are, what do you build, what do you offer, etc., etc., etc. But not using these strategies right now is just as to neglect that the social media will go viral in 2015. It is pretty much foolish. So you have to do that, but please make sure your content is on the highest level. The tone of voice is absolutely adjusted to your target persona, and the sources you're using is absolutely safe and sound and pretty relevant to what you're looking for, okay? Now we're turning on to the next section, which is the advertising, okay? This is the massive opportunity for crypto projects in this cycle. Whether you're raising community around, whether you're doing a pre-sale, whether you're doing some user attraction campaign, whether you're trying to decode the conundrum of how you can make more liquidity flow into the project, you just have to understand one thing. If your product is good, you can use the ads as an enhancer. Don't think about it as something artificial. Don't think about it as something, pretty dirty, shady, scammy kind of scheme to attract the users. Why Apple does advertising? Because they want distribution, and distribution is everything you need to know about crypto, especially in this cycle. This is the cycle of narratives as a couple of cycles before, but in this cycle, distribution means even more because there are 40 millions of different assets already launched on chain. So how do you compete? You just have to understand where the attention goes, money flows, and adjust your game. So advertising on X, advertising on Google, making sure that your videos on YouTube are pretty much up to the point so you can enhance, you can rub them up with the advertising to boost the performance, to boost the overall reach and impressions you're getting. You can tap into LinkedIn, you can tap into different social media platforms to be able to get more exposure. You can still do that with the search, with the banner ads. You can still tap into Meta, into Instagram, and promote your product there. Whether you're a DeFi protocol, or maybe you are the direct-to-consumer chain, or maybe you're building your ecosystem, or maybe you're the prop trading firm, it really doesn't matter. If you have the offer, if the offer is good enough, if you understand how to create the traffic, because traffic right now is one of the biggest catalysts of growth for every project out there in the Web3. So when you combine these two things together, there's some magic starts to bubble. And the third step here is retention. Once the magic is there, once you've got the first unit economy being like pretty positive and your P&L proves that, you just double down. You just optimize, you just make sure your longevity grows, you just make sure the retention goes higher, just make sure that your people essentially LTV is through the roof. So these are some of the data sets you need to understand in this cycle if you build anything, something, everything in the Web3. Because meme coins now, they extract lots of value, lots of scams and Ponzi schemes. People are extremely disappointed about it. Especially degens of crypto, they're not gonna farm your product if you're not backed by the Paradigm or A16Z, because this is the due diligence for them, as a VC firm did before they started to even consider to farm the protocol. So the level of sophistication really grows and the barriers are becoming freakingly higher. That's why you need to go broad and to apply this mass appeal marketing that helps you essentially to get the users, to get the liquidity, to get whatever you're looking for, because it all comes down to metrics. And these metrics in 2025/2026 year are not just done in the Web3 for the Web3. At the end of the day, we build the Web3 for the world, so that's why we need to attract Web2 people, educate about the product, make sure they're learning about us, and then the magic really starts from there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button right now and also subscribe to the channel. Cryptorsy Ventures is here to provide the best information about the Web3 launching tactics, the best Web3 methodologies, tips and strategies to be able to go viral for your product and everyone who is watching our videos. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you at the top. And if you want us to help to enhance your product distribution or to enhance your ability to go viral or even help you with an incubation, please go to the first link down in the description below. It's a Cryptorsy.io. Leave the application there. Our beautiful team of growth specialists will contact you and let's get things rolling. I'll see you.